The Supreme Court has directed the Centre and the National Testing Agency to provide a detailed update on the reforms being introduced after the NEET UG paper leak controversy. The Apex Court has asked the government to explain how it plans to eliminate repeated errors in the examination system and ensure a transparent and secure process for millions of students. A bench of Justices P.S. Narasimha and Alok heard the matter and said that the government must move beyond temporary solutions and create a permanent institutional framework for the examination reforms. The court stressed that the changes should not remain limited to ad hoc arrangements but must become part of a long-term system. The Supreme Court has sought a detailed affidavit from the Centre and the NTA explaining the progress of reforms recommended by the high-powered committee formed after the NEET UG controversy. The affidavit will have to cover multiple areas including digital infrastructure, examination, security, transparency, research and development, administration and human resource management. The court also asked the government to provide details about the proposed governing board, expert committee, stakeholder participation and the implementation of recommendations across different stages of the examination process. One of the major issues raised by the Supreme Court was the possible shift from the current paper-based examination system to a completely computer-based testing model. The bench asked the Centre to explain how such a transition would be carried out and what safeguards would be implemented in order to protect candidate data. Justice P.S. Narasimha questioned whether measures like deploying the Indian Air Force for transporting question papers introduced after the paper leak allegations could be considered a permanent solution, and the court observed that such steps were only temporary arrangements and a stronger technology-driven security system was required. The Supreme Court also sought information about the use of advanced technologies, including systems like DigiYatra style verification, in order to prevent impersonation and improve candidate authentication during the examinations. The Centre informed the court that it would submit a comprehensive report covering the entire examination process, starting from printing of question papers to their delivery to the candidates. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, appearing for the government, said that authorities were taking extensive measures in order to address concerns that are raised by students and restore confidence in the examination system. The government told the court that it was working under the supervision of the highest levels of administration and was committed to resolving issues affecting students. The Supreme Court said that it would continue to closely monitor the matter throughout the year and ensure that the reforms are properly implemented. The bench stated that the objective is complete institutionalization of the changes so that similar controversies do not occur in the future, and the court has also asked the Centre to submit details about reforms at every stage of the examination cycle, that is, before the exam, during the examination and after the exam. And this includes issues related to examination centres, printing and transportation of question papers, coordination with state and district authorities, multiple session examinations and security protocols. The hearing comes amid ongoing student protests over alleged irregularities in the NEET UG examination. The CJP has been demanding accountability and calling for the resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan over the controversy. And the protest intensified in Delhi after clashes broke out during a march towards Parliament, with protesters alleging excessive police action, while police maintained that force was used to control the situation. Meanwhile, activist Sonam Wangchuk, who had been on a hunger strike demanding accountability over the issue, ended his fast after receiving assurances from the government. However, student groups have said that their larger movement for examination reforms will continue, and at the same time, the Centre is also considering stricter action against all those involved in paper leaks. Reports suggest that amendments may be introduced to the Public Examinations, that is, Prevention of Unfair Means Act 2024, including provisions for stronger punishments, higher penalties and possible fast-track courts for paper leak cases. The Supreme Court has listed the matter for further hearing on August 3, when it will examine the government's detailed roadmap for securing India's examination system. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.